What it do, baby boos? Welcome to another video. Happy weekend to everybody. I hope you guys have had a great week. I know I haven't. I have been working my butt off and I am so goddamn tired. But you're not here to hear about that. You're here to hear about the hypocrisies of these Hollywood companies. And on today's spectrum, we are going to be focusing on Disney. Today we are going to be talking about Disney, and we are going to be talking about my boy John Boyega, the Nigerian British actor. I hope I got that right. Nigerian British. He was born in England, but you know, he has Nigerian parenthood, so Nigerian British, I guess. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comment section below if it is British Nigerian. I don't know which way, whichever way you want to call it. But yeah, so a couple of weeks ago, my brother John Boyega was, you know, out protesting. One of the only, maybe one of the very few actual celebrities that really truly went out there to protest with the Black Lives Matter movement. Not like those ones that were all doling out bailout money, but never really doing anything but incite more and more trouble. He actually went out there to peacefully protest, coordinated one, and successfully gave a heartfelt and a heartwarming message. And he was actually crying, real tears. And I suppose I can guess why he was crying. But right after he did that, good old Disney came out, you know, with a piece saying that we support John Boyega and the Black Lives Matter movement. And not only that, they backed it up with donating $5 million to the Black Lives Matter movement. $2 million was going to go to the NAACP organization in America, which is a civil rights movement for the black people in America. And the other $3 million to unspecified foundations. But, you know, as far as I'm concerned, $5 million is a drop in the bucket for a multi-trillion-dollar company like Disney. You know why I say that? Because J.J. Abrams, who happens to be just one employee, one Disney employee, is actually pledging $10 million to the Black Lives Movement, to several foundations. $10 million, Disney. Disney, you stingy! I mean, if you actually put out $100 million or pledged $100 million, maybe I would start to believe you. There's a reason why a lot of people are starting to roll their eyes when they hear that Disney is actually pledging their support for John Boyega, because it seems more like a PR stunt. Now, John Boyega, my boy, is one of the key characters from the Disney Star Wars movie for episodes 7, 8, and 9. And he had good prospects when they started the first one in The Force Awakens, but by the time they got to Return of the Jedi, they totally ruined his character and turned him into a comic relief. Not only that, now the biggest hypocrisy you can see is while Disney is out here doling out $5 million and so on and so forth, when they were marketing The Force Awakens in China, they did something pretty strange. Now let's check out these posters. This is the original poster for The Force Awakens. This was released about 4 years ago, 5 years ago. I can't remember. That was 2015, 5 years ago or thereabouts. So on this poster, you can clearly see that John Boyega was very, very much prominent on the poster. He's on the right-hand side. And you can see clearly this is the North American poster. And this is the poster that you will see in most of the places in the world, is what you would have seen in Australia. But when it comes to China, just check this out. Where is this guy? Where's Johnny? Or should I say, where's Wally? I mean, he's literally almost not in there. I mean, and if you manage to squint hard enough, and you can see him right down there, he's even painted with a shade of blue. So being a black person wouldn't, you know. So generally, they didn't want any black person showing up on that poster for the Chinese people. Now, I've got several questions and several things in my mind I could be talking about or say about this, because first off, what does that say about the Chinese people? Because every time we talk about this race issue or racism or racism or whatever, We never talk about these people. We never talk about people of China. Is it that the government is the one blocking this thing, or is it that the people of China generally just do not want to see a movie featuring black people on it? Well, you can argue some certain cases. Maybe generally it's not that they don't want to see movies with a black star or a black key person playing a key role on it. That might not be the case, because if that was the case, I reckon back in 2005 when Rush Hour was released in China, it was the first Hollywood movie to break the $100 million bank when they released Rush Hour 1. And guess what? Rush Hour 2 even made a lot more than that, about $230 something million or over that. And as for Rush Hour 3, it made over $156 million. So obviously, they didn't have a problem with that. Let's check out that poster, for instance. As you can see, Jackie Chan, Chris Tucker, they're right on it. Now, why would Disney go ahead and do this when clearly the Asian people or the people of China do not really see anything wrong with it? But I'm starting to guess when I think about it. When it comes to Rush Hour, Chris Tucker was the comic relief. Chris Tucker was just the funny guy. He was a key person in the role, but he was majorly the funny guy. Now, when it comes to movies like Star Wars, the character of Finn wasn't a funny guy in the first episode. But I suppose they felt that a lot of people don't know this, because I've seen people analyze so many times. They did Finn a solid. They did John Boyega a solid. They really ruined his character when it came to the second part of that Disney Lucasfilm installment of the movie. They did him a solid. They ruined his character, turned him into a comic relief, just a funny guy, you know, and so on and so forth. And the poor dude himself, he actually thought he was going to be a Jedi as far as the movie was concerned. I thought he was going to be a Jedi. Everybody thought he was going to be a key character in this movie, but they ruined his character arc. They took him up, they raised our hopes up, and then they totally destroyed him and just used him as a comic relief. Obviously, this thing there has to be a reason behind it. It would seem, as a lot of people are saying, that generally if a key character in a movie is black, people in China wouldn't go and see the movie. But as you can see, when it comes to Rush Hour, obviously, that was not the case. People did go and see that movie. But then again, when it came to Rush Hour, the key character that's black is a comedian. So I suppose maybe when we are being portrayed as a joke, it's fine for the Asian people to look at it, but they're not the ones under the spectrum today. The people under the spectrum today are Disney, who are actually pandering to these people. And so what they have done is that they actually almost eradicated John Boyega's photo from the poster when they were marketing it in China. Now, this is not the only time they've done something like this. And I don't think Disney is the only people that will be taking a stick for doing this. I mean, check out this old poster of Billy D. Williams in part 6 of the Star Wars movie. This poster was actually released in Japan, and as you can see, it's practically white on the poster. So, I mean, this is quite strange because we all know Billy D is black. Even though he's a light-skinned black dude, he's a black dude. And if you check out the American poster for that, you can see that on that poster, he's looking more like himself a little bit. You know, he's being placed in the same position as Finn's character, or John Boyega's character, was placed on the poster as well. So I wonder why it's like that, because Finn, as far as the new series was concerned, played a more prominent role closer to the key character, Rey, in this movie. Sort of like he's more of the Han Solo, or he would have been the Han Solo of this series, in my own opinion. He would have taken over the Han Solo role, or maybe even Billy D. Williams' role, kind of, but he would have been something very, very powerful. Kind of like the same Jedi role that Samuel L. Jackson played in the prequels. But once again, they turned him into a rubbish laughing stock of the movie or whatever. And so this is what happened with that. So Lucasfilm has been doing this for years. I know a lot of people haven't bothered to go backwards to actually check, and we're all pointing accusing fingers at Disney. But Lucasfilm also has a lot to answer for when it comes to things like this. And generally, Disney has a lot to answer for because this is not the only movie they have done this. When you check the Black Panther poster, for goodness sake, they actually put a mask on him that they didn't even use in the movie. I mean, what is this? What is this mask? What the bloody hell is this? I really just don't understand why. And personally, I know in China they did say people didn't really like the movie in China. For this case, when it comes to the Black Panther, I really don't blame them because I don't like the movie either. As far as I'm concerned, it was kind of like a whitewash. The Black Panther I saw in Civil War that made me dress up in my attire, take my gari and beans along with my malt. I don't know how I made that combination, but take it to the movies to go and see this movie. And when I finished watching this movie, I was so perplexed. I didn't know how to feel about the movie. I didn't know how to feel because I was already way psyched up about this movie. And when I saw it, it was just at the end of the movie, I was waiting for the movie, more or less. I don't know if you get what I mean, because what I saw wasn't Black Panther per se. I think it was more of the adventures of Shuri Okoye and Black Panther's girlfriend. I can't remember her character name at this moment because I couldn't bring myself to watch this movie a second time. But anyways, I digress. This is what we are seeing in Hollywood. And some people would call it Hollyweird, and I really support that. Disney can do all they like, but what I think is generally that it's just a marketing PR. They're not the only ones that have done this thing. In Italy, if you check Lionsgate's 12 Years a Slave, you will find out that Brad Pitt was kind of like portrayed as the key character of the movie. Whereas another Nigerian boy, this is actually a Nigerian boy who was born in Nigeria. My Niger brother, Chiwetel Ejiofor, was miniaturized on the poster. It's kind of like very disappointing and very disheartening. So I reckon Lionsgate has been, guilty of this. There has been so many other companies, not just Disney. So this is generally the hypocrisy of Hollywood. Although if you give me a job, I will still work there. But man, it's just what it is. And really, I do hope that there will be some changes. John Boyega, I want to say kudos to you. You're speaking out. You're speaking your mind. You're always representing as a Niger guy. We're backing you, man. We're backing you, bro. If you ever get to check out this video, remember, we are truly solidly behind you. And we do hope that Disney will work it like they talk it. Anyways, you guys, that's all I have for today's video. Let me know what you think. Do you think that Disney are truly changing with everything they are doing? Or do you think that it's just a PR stunt? Well, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Anyway, I really want to wish you guys a happy and wonderful weekend. Thanks for watching the program. Before I leave, a quick reminder that if you did enjoy this video, please feel free to like, comment, share, subscribe. And before I go, please remember to look after each other and look out for each other. Saya out. Peace.